hear the word love, what comes to mind? Maybe a candlelit dinner, or maybe your favorite romantic comedy, or even a bouquet of flowers. But how do you define love? Harder than it sounds, huh? Today we'll be talking to several people on what love means to them in order to uncover what exactly is love, and more importantly, how to get and give more of it. We first spoke to Ken Richter, a philosophy professor, who told us what he believes love really simmers down to.
Love is better when we think that it is a third thing. It isn't about me, and it isn't even about her. It's about something that's ideal. And so in some ways, the thing we agree on is that our love, we're celebrating 40 years this year, by the way, is something bigger than both of us.
Next, we spoke to Steve Accardi, who explained how he's found a definition for love through the subject of English.
Every time I teach, no matter where it is, the first assignment I give is I ask my students to write a one-sentence response to the question, what is love? Love equals sacrifice in the best sense of the word, and that's probably the kind of love I most admire.
Eric Howenstein was the last professor we met with, a math professor and man of Christian faith who gave us a spiritual definition of love. So in your own marriage, how do you see your spirituality affecting the love that the two of you have?
My relationship with my wife is a mirror image of Christ's relationship with the church. I would say that God is love, and I would also say that my definition of love would be caring for others more than you care for yourself.
After hearing from these professors, we went on to hear some other perspectives from a few kind shoppers.
It's just like passing on a blessing, like you pass on love to this person, that person passes on love. Something, I think love is like contagious. So.
Love to me is my children. I would do anything for them, anything they need, even if it's picking up a box of cereal and a gallon of milk at the grocery store.
It's nice to be loved, I don't know, to feel love.
But what good are definitions without real-life examples? Trisha and Steve have been married for 10 years. They have 2 children together, Noah and Sophia. They invited us into their home to explain the large role love has in their lives. So, how do each of you define love? And do you think that you've always had kind of the same definition, or do you think it's changed kind of, you know, from when you got married, when you had kids?
I think it changed. Like you thought you knew what love was when you first got married, but then after you start your own family and you have children and you're investing in a house, and or maybe you get like a medical scare or something like that, it kind of changes your perception of it, and it just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
So for, you know, people out there who maybe aren't in love or haven't experienced that, or maybe, you know, are in a relationship where things are not really working, what would you tell them on how they can both get, you know, receive and give more love in their lives?
Maybe taking a step back and reflecting on what they have and what they want and how they can get there. And I know you guys said that, you know, your definition of love has changed so much throughout the years. When you have kids, it's like crazy different.
Having a kid, it's like you can't even explain it. I mean, you love your parents, you love your sibling, you know, your brothers and sisters and stuff, but your kids, that's completely different, and there's nothing that you wouldn't do for them. You know, for parents, like, okay, I'll give you my kidney, but you know, maybe that's it. You know, that's it, Dad. But for your kids, you would even go, you know, beyond that. That's what's really, yeah. There's nothing you wouldn't do for your kids, I don't think.
That's looking good. How about you? Noah and Sophia also had some thoughts to share on love, with some pictures they drew to boot.
I think love is about care. It's about care, and you care about other people.
Awesome. That's so good. High five. You guys rocked it.
I'm like an artist.
You are. That's going on the fridge for sure.
I just love my girlfriend. Look at them. And,
how do you know that you love your girlfriend?
Because she's so cute.
That's a good reason. We made one last stop to chat with a few furry friends to see what they had to say. They don't call it puppy love for nothing. As you can see, there are tons of ways to define love. But the key is finding a definition that works for you. So ask yourself, when do I feel the most loved? And am I showing that love in return? We can all agree that the world needs a little more TLC. After all, it was the Beatles that said it best, that all you need is love.